All right, this video is going to be on creating groups in Canvas. You can do this if you want certain students to work in groups and you want them to be graded together in a sense. So you could say like group 1, group 2, whatever. And if they're working on a project, then you could essentially just enter the grade in for one of them, and it will give them all the same grade. You can also use this to give different tests, different types of tests, so let's say a modified test, to specific students and not others. So the way we do this is you're going to go on the left-hand side and you're going to click on people. And it will by default put you under everyone here. And you are going to click on project group. And now we are going to, I think we just, group set is if you, let's say one group set is for groups for projects and another group set can be for, let's say, test taking. So what I'll do is, in this case, I'm just going to make one. So I'm going to just add a group. And you can do as many of these as you want. So you could do, let's say you have first block modified test or something like that. So, and I would suggest you name them carefully. So I'm going to put group name first block, maybe test 2. This you can just leave. This is more if you were to randomly assign groups. Canvas can randomly put students in groups. But if you're being specific with the test, obviously you don't want that. So I'm gonna click save, and that adds this. So, and the other thing is they will have like a home page and stuff like that. So you definitely want to go through here and, all right, so got this. I'm trying to think that you can somehow make this so that they cannot post, but I am not sure how. Most of them don't completely, if you don't point it out, and if you don't have people open, then I don't think they can get to it. I don't even know why it came in here. Okay, back to where I was. The important part. All right. So I get clicking around. All right, ton of people. So what I'm going to do then is you just drag the students you want under the group. And so now if I were to click this arrow, it has, you know, my fake self here. You can set as leader or not. And so now let's say I want to, I think you, try to think, I think you do need to take the time to make two groups like the test. If you want them to only see specific tests, you might need to make the two groups. So for example, let's say it's my regular, like test 1 is my regular test, right? So I do first, what in the world? First block, test 1, maybe? You could put group 1, you could, come up with something. And then I click save. And so all of my unmodified students, let's say, I would drag under here. You can just drag them. And so then once you have this, and so it does take us kind of a bit to set up. But now if I go to home and I go into, let's say, yeah, let's do close populations. So if I were to assign this, I'm going to go under edit. And so to assign this, instead of it saying everyone, we're just going to put, I'm going to do, wait, yeah, that's not normal. I think it might be because there's only one student in here. So in a sense, if you had the group would be in here. So you would pick, okay, group test 1. So you would put that in here. And then you'd put the other people, your regular, people here. You would not put everyone because then it will show, and this happened a lot for me. It would show up for the, so whoever is in this group, if you click everyone here, it will show up for this person and they will also get the everyone. So there is that aspect you have to deal with. The other way I've done grouping for tests is I will create 2. So what I will do is do like quiz 1, quiz 2, and maybe quiz 2, I only type in the names of the students that are modified. And then what I do is I go under grades and I will put for the regular, like the regular test 1, I will go in and just put excused, and then just be like, and you can put in a comment or whatever, but just put in excused. That way they don't think that they need to do that test. So that's another way. I find groups a little bit easier than doing this. And once if you only have 2 groups, it's not that hard to, separate them. So that's not too bad. This I feel like takes more work. If you assign it to specific groups or even blocks, it will like block out. So the option 2, so test 2, right? It'll show up in here, but everything will be blocked out for all the other students who are not within that group. That'll make sense once you do it. I need to probably put more like fake students in here. So that I can show this a little bit more. So that's essentially how you grade. You create groups, and some things you can try to kind of sort out who does what. The other benefits of this is, for example, you can limit access to certain quizzes and tests by block. So if I go in here, and people don't know this, so if I go to edit and let's say, because I don't have blocks in here, but let's say I had first block, right? I assign first block here, and then I give them the due date. Now I add, and I'm like, all right, I want second block to have access here. And when you put available, you can put it so that it's like at a specific time. So let's say I want it available on Wednesday, and it has this, but I'm like, all right, I have class starts at 8. And maybe I only want to grant them access until, the 4th, and let's say until, 9. or AM, really, I wanted, right? So I can give them just an hour if I wanted to. Then if anybody's absent, you could add that those specific people that were absent and have it show up for them at a different time. So you can limit who sees what when, essentially. So this is one way to kind of control the time, your time window, and you can even assign one thing to a specific person if you're like, all right, they've been on an educational opportunity, but they need to do this, but I didn't want I don't want them seeing it before they get back, whatever. You can manipulate it in here, and then you just, oh, well, I didn't have anybody. I can just close that. You can hit the X, get rid of it. All right, anyways, I'm gonna cancel it. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully that helps. I'm gonna try to add more, I guess, fake people. So maybe it can, some of this can make more sense when I do it.